What was harder, learn to bend elements or deal with the fans' expectations?
Oh.
Aang, you must master the Avatar state.
It can be the ultimate weapon.
Yip yip, Gabriel.
You win for best background,
Lovely,
Gabriel.
yeah.
You got Ava the gay behind you.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yip, right?
Yeah.
A key part of the Avatar story is the coming of age of Aang, Sokka, Katara, Zuko, and others. So, since you were also young, how does this project impact on your growth as artists and individuals?
When we were filming, I was 15 and Gordon was 12 and you were 19. Like, all these ages are such pivotal ages.
I feel like the show's helped us all with responsibility too. Like, you guys moved all the way like out to Vancouver by yourselves.
Yeah.
And worked without like any parents there because, well, you guys were adults, and that's difficult.
Yeah, it impacted us in a way that I think changed our lives forever. Having to deal with this pressure, but also confiding in each other during filming. We learned how to be professionals on a set, and we also learned how to be good human beings.
Yeah.
More than anything.
I think everyone here can attest to the fact that like you can prepare as much as you want for something like this, like an opportunity like this, but nothing beats like set experience for 13 months basically.
Yeah.
I was 19, like you said, when I moved out there, so also just like growing into like adulthood and what that looks like to live on your own and like have a work-life balance, which was like not really existent because we were like living together and stuff, so we would go get boba and that was about it. So it was really fun though.
So, your characters are some of the adults in a story about the growth of these powerful young people. How was that dynamic on set? Were you some kind of masters for the younger cast?
Oh wow, yeah, no, you know what, it was interesting because I remember when I got cast, I was looking at it and I thought, oh, I'm the old guy. I'm gonna be like the dad on set.
No, you're the veteran to their rookies.
Okay,
so
yeah.
I felt like I was one of the OGs. Me and Paul. Yes, I am one of the OGs, but half of that is kind of in my own mind because I think Dallas and the whole cast, they're so self-possessed. They work so tirelessly in their roles that, you know, it wasn't a case of them looking to me for anything. So I felt like I was very much on a level with them.
Luckily, I was able to work with Dallas Liu. He was Crown Prince Zuko, Iroh and Zuko. That relationship is paramount to the success, I think, of Zuko's storyline. And so, like, I took that seriously, and I was able to really, I mean, it was made so much easier because Dallas Liu, man, he's a champ, right? He hits home runs every chance he gets. He cares, he's committed, he's a great human being as well, right? So he makes it super easy to sort of relate to. We're more than just teammates. I really did feel like he was kind of my son in a lot of it, like my surrogate son, because I was away from home for a long time and he was there, and you can't help but root for them and the entire young cast, because Gordon Cormier, Kiawentiio, Ian Ousley, and Dallas Liu, they're a formidable squad, and they honestly bring it every single day, and I am so proud of what they've accomplished, and I can't wait for the world to see them score.
And can you talk about the action? Because despite the bendings being made by CGI, there's a lot of practical stunts that you had to do, right?
We did a 6-week boot camp to basically prepare us for all our fight scenes, and I mainly focused on wire work, which was really fun for me. Aang gets to do a lot of just flying, jumping around, backflips, a lot of backflips, Aang loves backflips.
It was challenging in two ways. First, the actual learning of the choreography, and then the second was to execute it in our costumes. It was a challenge to just walk in some of these costumes. You know, when you're rehearsing and doing stunt rehearsal, you're just wearing whatever you're wearing, you know. So that's one thing. So to blend both those elements, that was a huge challenge.
And Lizzie, in the original animation, Azula wasn't part of this initial stage of the story. So how was it for you to be part of something new in such a beloved franchise?
Getting to see this new part of Azula, this whole aspect of her life that we've never been given before, was so fun to play around with, and was so interesting to see this vulnerable side to her that I feel like later on, the empathy that the audience has towards her situation, you kind of can imagine what she's been going through at the Fire Nation. So actually getting to see that was an absolute dream as an actor to be given that kind of background.
And what was harder, learn to bend elements or deal with the fans' expectations?
Wait, sorry, I didn't hear the first one.
Learning to bend the elements or dealing with the fans' expectations. Obviously, it was way harder to bend the elements for me, mostly because it's impossible for Sokka. But the fan expectations were, we all relate to, because we're all fans of the show. So like, we had those expectations too. So but that helped us with the creative process of our show. Like, we just all really wanted it to be good.
With the bending, I mean, for me, that was definitely intense.
Was it harder?
I feel like physically it was harder, yes. I'm not sure if I could give one the title of being harder.
Daniel, how was it for you to return to the Avatar world after being part of the 2 animated series, right?
It was really a thrill because having been a part of the universe previously, it was nice to come back except in human form. And then to get to play someone from a different nation was nice. It was kind of like, you know, being traded from one team to another. And so it's also nice to come back to play the leader of the Fire Nation. It's kind of like being a captain in some ways. And, you know, he might not be the best captain in the world, but, you know, he certainly has a leadership style, that's for sure.
Yeah. And Ken, as a Lost fan, I spent the whole season rooting for a reunion between you and Daniel. Have you guys talked about being the same project again after all these years?
All the time. And then we get into this and it's like, yay, we're in the same thing and we have nothing to do with each other. It's hopefully it's just a matter of time.
You know, we just had a great chat just a little while ago because he's doing the junket as well. You might have spoken to him already. But I've always really thought so much of his work. My favorite parts of watching the season was seeing how he navigates his dialogue. You know, like he's got a very particular style that is unique to him, and I find myself leaning in all the time whenever he works, and that's a sign of a really good actor.
And Paul, after a whole season as Uncle Iroh, can you still drink tea, or are you already sick of it?
No, you know what? I love that whole process, and I love that part of the character. Every morning as I was getting my game face on and sort of getting the hair and makeup done, I would be poured a lovely cup of freshly brewed jasmine tea by one of the crew members, and it was a ritual, right? I still love tea. It's great. It's more than just hot leaf juice, right? And I feel almost indestructible, like I could win the Super Bowl or like the World Series or lift the Stanley Cup. It makes you feel like a champion.
The World Cup for the Brazilians here.
Yeah, World Cup. And when you come here to Brazil, I'll give you tea, our mate tea, that is great.
I'm going to hold you to that. I'll keep you to your word.
I don't know where this will all lead. The one thing I do know is this is just the beginning.